hope in this world. Where'er we roam, ancient words will guide us home. Holy Holy words long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart words of life, words of hope. Give us strength, help us cope in this world. Where'er we roam, ancient words will guide us home. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words holy words of our faith, handed down to this age, came to us through sacrifice. Oh, heed the faithful words of Christ. Holy words long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Holy words long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart words of life, words of hope. Give us strength, help us cope in this world. Where'er we roam, ancient words will guide us home. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Ancient words ever true, changing come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Holy words long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Words of life, words of hope, give us strength, help us cope in this world where'er we roam. Ancient words.
Dear viewers, once again, welcome today to our program of daily reflection. Today is a Wednesday of the 31st week of Ordinary Time. And you're with me, Father Norbert Kashija. Today, our first reading comes from the letter of St. Paul to the Philippians, chapter 2, verses 12 to 18. And our gospel comes from the gospel according to Luke, Luke chapter 14, verses 25 to 33. And so basically we continue to reflect on the same, from the same books that we've been journeying with since Monday. The letter of Paul to the Philippians, but also the Gospel according to Luke. And so we prepare ourselves, put ourselves in the mood to reflect on the Word of God, that we'll be able to draw out benefits for our life, but also for our day-to-day activity. The first reading, a reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Philippians. My beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, for God is at work in you, both to will and work for his good pleasure. Do all things without grumbling or questioning, that you may be blameless and innocent, children of God, without blemish in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation, among whom you shine as light in the world, holding fast to the word of life, so that in the day of Christ I may be proud that I did not run in vain or labor in vain. Even if I am to be poured as a libation upon the sacrificial offering of your faith, I am glad and rejoice with you all. Likewise, you also should be glad and rejoice with me. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Dear brothers and sisters, Paul, writing to the Philippians, is reminding them to be of good character, and to keep the values that he has instilled in them, the gospel values. What is a good character? A good character is the ability to do something because it is right. The ability to do things not because someone is seeing us, not because someone is supervising us, not because someone is watching over us, but doing them because that is what ought to be done. And this is what Paul is reminding the people of Philippi. And if we examine ourselves, how often do we do things because we want to be seen? How often do we do things because we want to buy votes. If it were where I come from in Ankole, we used to have what we called capital B, doing things for capital B, and would say Bansime, Bamanye, Bankunde, something like that. So it's like you're doing things to be seen so that others will see me, others will know me, others will praise me, others. So all that for self-glorification. But no, Paul is inviting us to do things for Christ's sake, to do things because we are convinced that that is the right thing to do. Are we of that character, that we do things because they are right? Or do we do things to be seen, to be praised, to be glorified? Dear brothers and sisters, let us build our values and our character based on the gospel values, but also the character of Jesus Christ himself. Our psalm today comes from Psalm number 27, and the response is, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. The Lord is my light and my salvation. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Whom shall I dread? The Lord is my light and my salvation." There is one thing I ask of the Lord. Only this do I seek, to live in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord, to inquire at his temple. The Lord is my light and my salvation. I believe I shall see the Lord's goodness in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong. Be stout-hearted and wait for the Lord. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Dear brethren, the psalm just affirms what we've talked about from the first reading, but also in a way brings us to the gospel that we'll be seeing in a short while. That the psalmist is rejoicing in the Lord, but also putting the Lord as their stronghold, putting the Lord as the one who stands by him. There is nothing that will move him because he feels that he is grounded in the Lord, and he doesn't rely on his strength at all, but rather relies on the strength that is given, that also comes from God. And so it's an invitation for you and me not to rely on our own strength, but rather to rely on the strength that comes from the Lord. Not to rely on our own protection, but rather to rely on the protection that comes from God himself. My brothers and sisters, let us look at the gospel of today. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. At that time, great multitudes accompanied Jesus, and he turned and said to them, "If anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, 'This man began to build and was not able to finish.' Or what king, going to encounter another king in war, will not sit down first and take counsel whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him, who comes against him with 20,000. And if not, while the other is yet a great way off, he sends an embassy and asks terms of peace. So therefore, whoever of you does not renounce all that he has cannot be my disciple. The Gospel of the Lord. Calling us to dedicate our lives to him. It's actually, we can say it's more or less the price of discipleship. What is the price of discipleship? What is the price of following Christ? Jesus says, whoever puts, or if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother, whoever puts parents, relatives, wife, children above Christ is not worthy of him. This call of Jesus, is it realistic? Is it attainable? My dear brothers and sisters, that's the cost of discipleship. The Lord wants us to give everything. Jesus must take the first place in my life. He must be the beginning. He says, whoever does not carry his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. What cross do I have to carry to follow Jesus? What cross am I carrying in following Jesus? It's an invitation that, in a way, we have to dedicate ourselves entirely, in entirety, or ourselves wholesomely. We cannot leave anything behind if we want to follow Jesus. The whole self must be dedicated to the Lord. And this is the invitation for each and every one of us. This invitation already has implications that we have to sit down and calculate. What is it that I'm going to gain following the Lord? What is it that I'm losing? Following the Lord means gaining everything. Following the Lord means gaining eternity and everything that goes with it. Me choosing not to follow him means losing everything. Even what appears that I have is actually an illusion, because without God, I have nothing. Has to be all or nothing. This is the attitude that Jesus wants us to come with today, that we come with all or nothing. So, how ready are we to dedicate ourselves to this cause of Jesus, to carry ourselves? Because we will realize that the more we dedicate ourselves to God and everything to him, the more we gain. The more we give ourselves into bondage with Christ, the more free we become. Habari ndarongo. Mau asiku la lero akutikumbutsa kuti tikamabwera pa Mulungu tibwere ndi zonse zimene tilili, ndipo Mulungu ayenera kukhala number 1 pa moyo wathu, osati 2 kapena 3, ayi, number 1. Zonse zathu, zonse zokudza ifeyo tiyenera kuzipereka m'manja mwake. Tiyenera kubwera nazo zonse kapena tisabwere, chifukwa Ambuye Yesu sakutenga hafu, ayi, akufuna zonse. Koma tizikumbukira kuti zimene akufunazo Mulungu ndi zimene anatipatsa, chifukwa ifeyo tilibe kanthu konse kosachoka kwa Mulungu. kiri kyonse kimene kiri